Survival on the battlefield is brutal, but at least the threats are clear. In the royal court, danger is hidden, whispers replace swords, and every ally could be an enemy. 13-year-old Zhao Zheng entered this world not as a king, but as a political prisoner on a throne. His father's death left him with a crown, but no real power, just the illusion of control. In the Qin palace, survival meant learning to be invisible, to listen and to wait. Zhao Zheng's journey was not about wielding a scepter, but enduring a court designed to break him. Every smile hid a threat, every bow a possible betrayal. His story is a lesson. True strength is forged not in battle, but in the cold, patient silence of survival. The gilded cage of the Qin court would shape the boy who would one day become a master of power. In 246 BCE, the warring states raged, and Qin was a rising juggernaut. Zhao Zheng, just 13, became king, a title that offered no real protection. Born a hostage in a rival state, he learned early that royal blood was as much a curse as a blessing. The throne changed nothing. He was still surrounded by powerful ministers and generals who saw him as a pawn. They performed rituals and bowed, but their respect was hollow. Zhao Zheng was a figurehead, a symbol to maintain order while others ruled in his name. He sat in silence as decisions were made for him, powerless to command or rule. The disconnect between his title and reality defined his youth. He was a king in name only, trapped in the shadow of his own throne. The real power belonged to others. In the void left by a boy king, 2 regents ruled: Qin, his mother, Lady Zhao, and Chancellor Lu Buwei. Lady Zhao, now Queen Dowager, wielded influence through her status, controlling the inner palace. Lu Buwei, a former merchant turned political mastermind, was the true power behind the throne. He commanded armies, directed policy, and treated Zhao Zheng as a project, not a sovereign. Together they formed an unbreakable alliance, their authority absolute. Rumors of a personal relationship only deepened their control. The court became their domain. Decisions were made in private, not before the king. Zhao Zheng's every move was monitored, his every word noted. He was a prisoner of his own regents, captive in the palace, meant to protect him. The real rulers kept the king firmly in their grasp. The palace in Xianyang was no home. It was a maze of secrets and surveillance. Servants and guards were spies, not allies. Every gesture could be a test. Power was wielded in whispers, not commands. A rumor could end a career. Zhao Zheng learned that the greatest threats were invisible, hidden beneath layers of etiquette. Trust was impossible. Isolation became his only shield. He hid behind a mask of indifference, careful never to show ambition. The palace was meant to mold him into a puppet, but instead it forged his discipline and focus. In solitude, Zhao Zheng learned to survive and to wait. Open defiance was suicide, so Zhao Zheng chose invisibility. He played the part of a dutiful, naive monarch, hiding his true intentions. While appearing disengaged, he observed everything: alliances, rivalries, and the subtle shifts of power. He quietly identified those discontent with Lu Buwei's rule, building silent connections. Loyalty was cultivated through small gestures, not grand promises. Every day was a test of self-control. He swallowed pride and feigned ignorance. Zhao Zheng was playing the long game, letting his enemies believe they held all the power. In reality, he was mapping the court's weaknesses, preparing for the moment to strike. The art of invisibility became his greatest weapon. Zhao Zheng's true weapon was patience. He had time on his side. Each day brought him closer to adulthood and the end of the regency. He used this time to master statecraft, law, and military strategy, turning his education into preparation. Quietly, he built a network of loyalists, granting small honors and asking pointed questions to expose weaknesses. His patience was tested by scandal. His mother's affair with Lao Ai, who fathered secret sons and threatened the throne. Instead of reacting rashly, Zhao Zheng waited, letting Lao Ai overreach and alienate the court. He allowed the threat to grow until it was undeniable, knowing the fallout would expose all conspirators. His resistance was subtle but relentless, eroding his enemy's power from within. When the time came, he would be ready. Patience, not force, would win the silent war. In 238 BCE, Zhao Zheng turned 21. The regency ended and his moment arrived. Lao Ai's rebellion was the spark. Zhao Zheng responded with swift, decisive force. Years of quiet preparation paid off. His loyalists crushed the coup, and Lao Ai was executed. The Queen Dowager was stripped of power and placed under house arrest, a shocking but necessary move. Zhao Zheng then targeted Lu Buwei, using the scandal as pretext. Rather than execute him, he exiled the chancellor, who later took his own life. The old power structure was dismantled without a single open battle. Zhao Zheng had used patience, observation, and his enemy's mistakes to seize control. The Palace of Whispers fell silent. The king was now master of his own fate. The silent coup was complete. Zhao Zheng's transformation from puppet to ruler was absolute. The boy king had become the architect of his own destiny. Zhao Zheng's early years are a masterclass in strategic survival. He turned a throne of captivity into a watchtower, learning that true power is patient, quiet, and observant. His victory was not in bold action, but in waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Power, he learned, is not inherited. It must be seized intelligently and methodically. By dismantling his enemies from within, he claimed the throne in substance, not just in name. The lessons of patience, discipline, and strategic thinking shaped the man who would become Qin Shi Huang. In the most dangerous game, survival belongs to those who endure, observe, and wait for the right moment. Zhao Zheng's story is timeless. A powerless boy who became master of his world.